Hello everyone. I'm still trying this. Oh my goodness. Bear with me. Not that. What's this for? Anyways, I'm live now and I hope you can hear me. Hello everyone. Hello people, hello family. Apologies that my 5:15 appointment for this video was not possible, in that I'm still getting the hang of YouTube Live, how it works, especially on the on the laptop, because I actually prefer to do my live via my laptop. It's easier, it's convenient. It's convenient to do it from my laptop. However, the way it's set up on the laptop is completely different. I don't know if you can see my laptop is still here. It's still here. So I wasn't able to do that on my laptop. I had to set up this live on my phone again. So I do tender my apologies for running late for this come on this scheduled appointment for the YouTube Live. But I'm glad to be here and I hope you are as well. This leaf is just hugging me. Move a little bit away, Joe. Move a little bit away. Right, so we can start. Yeah, just getting my cue card ready. Yes, Christians, you know what, being a Christian is it has been interesting, shall I say. It has been interesting, and it's a good place to start. Religion is a good place to start if you've got good mind and good intention. Like I said yesterday, we are all connected to our Creator. On arrival on earth, we still share that connectivity with the Creator. So that's why we have a conscience. Each and every individual has got a conscience. However, it's not everyone that listens to their conscience, because they probably develop a different personality, completely different from the energy that they came to the world with, either because they have been distracted by the things of the world or whatever awful experience they might have had while growing up as a child, because people do go through different experiences. My experience is completely different from yours and vice versa, and so it is with everyone. All our experiences are different. I need to clean my glasses. All our experiences are different. So some people have had, terrible experiences where they have been physically abused or psychologically abused, and because of such abuse, it has brought them to a place whereby they have become a shadow of who they have truly been proposed to be here on earth, because experiences do take a toll on us, depending on, individual experiences. So depending on individual experiences, it does take a toll on, and we all react differently. You watching me might go through an experience, and that experience might make you become better. Another person could go through the same experience that made you to become a better person, but end up becoming a terrible person, because your tenacity might be different from the other person's tenacity. There are certain things some people cannot, battle with. If they have to go through it, it takes a toll on them. And somebody might, or you might look at it as though, oh, but you went through it and you have come out on the other end being or becoming a better person. Why can't the other person go through it and end up like you? No, you cannot talk that way, because your strength is different from the other person's strength. What you can take is completely different from what another person can take. You can take a lot, and I'm saying this as an example, you can take a whole lot of rubbish, but another person cannot handle it. It might end up turning them to become a monster or to become vengeful. So your strength is different from another person's strength. So hence, we shouldn't put our place in a place of we shouldn't put ourselves in a place of righteousness, or put ourselves in a place of being judgmental as though we are better off than every other person, because we have been able to handle such ordeals much better than other people. So as individuals, people out there, as a human, when we arrive on this earth, we go through different experiences that molds and shapes us. And in addition, whatever cultural background we have been bettered into also can determine or influences, our person. It does influence us greatly. Our cultural background influences us greatly. It influences our perception of life and perception of other people. It influences how we perceive ourselves as people. You can see someone who, for example, someone who has been bettered in, for example, in Africa, would be influenced by the cultural views and cultural norms of the African society, as opposed to someone who has been bettered in somewhere in the West, for example, maybe in the US or in the UK, bettered and grew up in the West, not just bettered and grew up in the West, and to someone who has been bettered and grew up in Africa. The way these two people view life is entirely different, because their exposure is different. to one another. So by the time you bring these two together, if these two individuals don't take time to understand each other's cultural views, especially the norms of the background of their origin, and these two individuals probably end up being friends or end up being married, there is going to be great confliction between those two. Because when the one from Africa is taking a behavioral pattern that is foreign to the one from the West, then you are not able to understand why the other person chooses to see or view, or to have such viewpoints, or to see life the way they see life. So when I say the two parties do themselves a disservice without taking time to educate themselves thoroughly to a place whereby they can at least come to a place of understanding to be able to relate with one another much better and in a much compassionate way. And this is where religion comes in. You might say, okay, the person who comes from Africa, or the individual who is from Africa, has practiced Christianity all their lives, and so goes with the one from the West. Why are they not able to get along easily? Because the cultural perspective when it comes to religion and Christianity, I'm going to talk about Christianity because that's my own experience. I have, experience being a Christian. So that's why I have made this topic or title what I made it, which is all Christians should do this. So you might say, why can't they come to a place of a common ground, a place of understanding? Because they are both Christian. Because the cultural view of those two parties is entirely different. And the culture of their origin has more influence on their religion than you can ever envisage. Oh yes. That's why a Christian from Africa merging with a Christian from, for example, the West, maybe the US or the UK, have completely and entirely different perception of their faith, of their practice being a Christian. So where am I going with this? What's the answer to this question, to this title that I have created? As a Christian, whether you're a Christian by choice or by birth, and what I mean by that is that you didn't choose to become a Christian, you were birthed into a Christian family, and so you follow the norms and tradition of the family. Whichever you are positioned to be, you need to understand that you have to have cognitive, historical background of your faith. And this is what most Christians do not have. They don't have knowledge of the history of their faith. They are just practicing it. They read the Bible, interpret it the way the minister or the pastor or the deacon has interpreted it to them. They just follow along, which I choose to call indoctrination. So it's not a faith that you're practicing out of choice, out of research, out of vast knowledge of what it entails, and the history behind it, the origin of it. If you don't spend time to do this, then I'm sorry to say, you have no one else to blame but yourself. Because education, especially in this era, is open to all. So now it's up to you to decide if you're going to get yourself educated or not. And you don't have to do it the way I have done it, by going to the university to study theology. You don't have to do that. You've got things like Google, platforms like Google. You've got the social media platform. Various information are out there for you to get. And not just any information. They need to be authentic information, not incorrect information, or else you might be incorrectly informed, and then you take the wrong decision. So you need to be correctly informed with authentic information, confirmed information that will enable you to make a well-informed decision to transform your life. Because looking back, what I can remember that was taught to me was that it is difficult for anyone to make heaven except they be a Christian. However, my question is, does religion qualify you to make heaven? Or your character qualifies you to make? Which one? Which one qualifies us to make heaven? Because I believe it will be hypocritical for us to claim religion without the works that comes with it. It is the works that manifests through the characteristics of each and every individual. You can have the tag on your forehead claiming to be religious, or have the tag on your forehead claiming to be a Christian. Howbeit, if that does not correspond with your character, then you become hypocritical. You become hypocritical. So let the works speak for itself. Let the character speak for itself, not religiosity. Two, as Christians, ask questions about your faith. It is allowed. I know we have been taught and told not to ask questions about our faith, not to ask questions about what we read from the Bible, but just go along with it. You need to ask questions, because it is in asking questions that you get, again, well informed, you get educated, you get enlightened, you become free, truly free to become all that you have been proposed to become here on earth. And third is spirituality. I don't know, this day and age, I find that some people actually think that spirituality means, or the practice of spirituality means you involving yourself or indulging yourself in spirits, beings. Spirituality, the practice of spirituality, is way, way more than that. Spirituality comprises of what you do to others, do to yourself, what you do to others. That's spirituality. Spirituality can also comprise, oh, this is the earth, I need to treat it with respect. That is spirituality. Spirituality is showing yourself compassion, especially being a person of empath. If all the time you are always putting people before yourself, it is also significant that you show yourself the same compassion that you give to others. Give it to yourself as well. Show it to yourself as well, because you're deserving of it. Spirituality comprises giving consideration to others, giving consideration to yourself as well. So spirituality comprises of so much, inclusive of sowing, the law of sowing and reaping, the law of karma. So we need, as Christians, we need to embrace the practice of spirituality that can help us better understand our relationship with one another, and as well our relationship with the Creator, which is what religion was intended for. How many minutes have I been up? 24 minutes. Right. So I'll end this live here, and I believe we are able to discuss further as time goes on. in future videos to come. Take care now. As always, my name remains Blessing, and you can also call me Lady B. Wishing you the best. See you tomorrow for my final video for this week. Take care. Bye. How do you end this?